Hi guys, it's attorney Kelly Bagla, the Queen of Business Law and your host of the Go Legal Yourself podcast. How are you all doing this week? Fantastic, I hope. Here's another sidebar for you. Last time we left off, I was talking to you about how running a business is very, very similar to playing chess. Well, today I want to talk to you about the business legal life cycle. You may have heard that phrase, you may not have heard that phrase, but it's a very important phrase if you are in business or if you are contemplating on going into business. The year is 2020 and there are more people starting businesses this year, believe it or not. Even though it's during the COVID time, there are more people starting businesses this year. And for you to become successful, you might as well arm yourself with business knowledge, right? And one of the most important ones is knowing the business legal life cycle. So, the business legal life cycle, I'm actually the founder of that. I've searched many, many books, and nobody actually talks about what is it that you, as a business owner, need to know in each of your phases as you start your business, grow your business, and eventually you want to sell the business for millions. What is it that you need to do as a business owner from a legal perspective to make sure that you are still on the successful road? Well, here I am to share that with you. The business legal life cycle is the progression of your business in phases over time and is most commonly divided into four phases, right? The four stages of the business legal life cycle. You have the growth phase. I'm sorry, before we jump to the growth phase, I'm getting ahead of myself because I think it's an exciting phase, but prior to that, you have your startup phase. Yes, everybody has to start somewhere. So you have the startup phase, you have the growth phase, you have the established phase of your business, and then eventually you have the exit phase. Because running a business is a lot like playing chess, as I had mentioned before, um, I have actually assigned individual chess pieces to these phases. So let's start with the pawn. The pawn represents the first barrier of protection, right? And the pawns, they work hard and are literally sacrificed. So the player can move forward in a positive way whilst playing chess. The startup phase represents the hard work put into starting your company and trying to keep it afloat. So keep that in mind. The pawn represents the startup phase. The rook represents the castle walls, which protects the king, the queen, the bishop, and even the knight. Now, the growth phase represents innovation as owners try to grow their business with unique, confidential ideas and personnel. So the rook I'm assigning to the growth phase. Now we come to the knight. The knight represents the professional soldier whose job it is to protect those of rank. The established phase represents your company as being stable and known to consumers as a recognized brand. So now we have the knight being represented as the established phase. And finally, the exit phase. The king, that's right, I've assigned the king to the exit phase. The king is a powerful piece in the game. If your king is captured, you lose the entire game. It's as simple as that. If your king is captured, you lose the entire game. The exit phase is the most important phase in your business legal life cycle, as this is the phase that sets you up for your retirement or to start another venture. Because as entrepreneurs, we're not just settling down with one. Without proper planning and money, you can't do either. You cannot retire from your business without proper planning and money. You can't do either. Now, this is what is meant. This is the definition of a business legal life cycle. You have your four phases. You have your four chess piece assigned to those phases. And in upcoming sidebars, I will be going into exactly what it is that you'll need in your startup phase and your growth phase and your established phase, and then eventually the exit phase. I hope you enjoyed this informative sidebar, and I will see you very shortly. Take care, friends.